Everyone thinks BTC is topping, but the data tells a completely different story. Right now, Bitcoin's 365-day price gain is only up 30%. Historically, that's just the midpoint before the real blow-off top phase even begins. So every major cycle, we saw 60+% or more before a top on this very important signal that I'm about to show you. So if you're fading this move, you're about to make the biggest mistake of the cycle. Global liquidity is surging almost $2 trillion in a single week, and BTC has followed that liquidity every single time, but we haven't seen the major move yet. And so meanwhile, retail investor demand is at a 6-month low. And so that means smart money is loading up while you hesitate. In this episode, I'm going to break down the true BTC setup, show you why this market is primed to explode in the second half of 2025, and I'm going to walk you through the 10 key charts that confirm we're not even close to done on this market cycle. So watch until the end, because these last charts are going to signal your final entry window before the parabola begins, and this final entry started today. Do me a favor, press that like button, leave a comment, let's get on to it, no time to waste. Here we are with the first chart, very important one. Let me break it down, looks confusing, but it's actually quite simple. Bitcoin's annual price change is now pushing upwards of plus 30%, but historically, that's just halfway mark before the major blow off top. That's what the chart's showing, and let me explain. So this tracks Bitcoin's price versus its 365-day gain percentage. So every major run up in the past cycles, they topped at around plus 60 to plus 70%. If you look at the chart, that's where usually they top out. And so right now, we're at plus 30%, as you can see there at the right. And so we are mirroring early stage rallies from previous bull runs, and that run until the 70s, high 60s, that's the parabola. Why is this important right now? Because this exact structure, it played out in late 2023 and also again in early 2024, and both times it led to new highs, and we are repeating that same climb, exact same climb, but the sentiment is actually nowhere near euphoria yet. And so if history holds, we could see another 30% surge before the next correction even begins. In sum, the market isn't topping yet, it's warming up. Take advantage of any dips you get. Now on to the next. This is a very important chart. This is a global liquidity, okay? And the global liquidity right now is ripping. What is this chart here telling us? It's very simple, okay? It's tracking the rate of change in global liquidity. In short term, we have white, and then in the long term, we have red line. So right now, both are in a strong bullish territory in the same trend, with a weekly liquidity jump clocking in at $1.89 trillion, and Bitcoin follows global liquidity like a shadow. Every past breakout has started right here. The liquidity starts ramping up and BTC follows. The market is already pricing in inflation, policy shifts, and even a Trump-aligned Fed chair. So everything is lining up for a raging second half of 2025 and a blow-off in 2026. The whole idea of selling May and go away was the biggest mistake of the cycle, because the liquidity fire hose is back, and we haven't even started, we haven't even seen the top half of the parabola yet. Now onto this chart, very important chart and very easy to understand. So Bitcoin has been trapped in sideways price action actually for 195 days straight. This chart is very important because it breaks Bitcoin's current cycle into two brutal different types of realities. So we have nearly 2 years of grinding and range-bound chop, so very boring market, and we actually only have 36 days, yes, just 36, which delivered all the upside that defines the entire cycle. And this is why you have to buy and hold. So if you strip out those expansion bursts, what's left looks like a giant slow bleed and new lows. So this chart here, the orange one down, is the price with expansion bursts excluded. So these like 2 days in green here, okay, these 36 days, if you remove them, that's what the price chart would look like, a massive bleed. And that's what 99% of the time is in crypto. So this is in sum telling us we are witnessing the slowest cycle in Bitcoin history, and emotionally, structurally, it's very hard because you have to have patience. But this exact structure, a long accumulation and then violent breakout, is how the next parabolic leg is going to begin. It's going to be out of nowhere. It's probably going to be 1, 2, 3 days, bam, explosion, and then everything else follows behind. The cycles always punish us before they pay us, and this one hasn't finished writing its ending yet. So there's more pay to come, and we don't know which days it's gonna be, okay? It could be tomorrow, it could be 3 days next week where we see that massive expansion. We have no idea. Finally, we have this chart. This is retail investor demand, which is at a 6-month low. Why is this important? This is very important because it tells you that retail isn't here, and retail is an inverse indicator. Retail isn't here, you buy. Retail is here, screaming, doing Google search, you exit, okay? Follow the smart money. Smart money is buying ETH. Follow the smart money. Smart money is probably buying some specific alts right now, and I'm gonna tell you which ones I'm excited excited about Pulsechain, Pulsex, and more. And so don't fault retail, okay? If retail is at a 6-month low, you should be looking at entering on the dip. Now, in my specific case, what I'm looking at is Pulsechain. A lot of people are saying, why is it WPLS? The WPLS, my guys, is wrapped Pulse. It's the exact same as WETH, as wrapped ETH. Pulsechain is a layer 1 blockchain, just like Ethereum, but faster, with more throughput. It's actually like a carbon copy of Ethereum. And look at this price chart. It's been very difficult to hold a coin like this for the past 2 years. And I think most people are exhausted. But lucky to you guys, you're fresh, you haven't heard about it. I think this is at the lows. I think this is very, very close to the lows, to be completely honest. I've been analyzing the Hex chart. It went as low as like 20 million market cap. This one is at 126, so 10 times higher. So assuming this does the same as Hex, which is possible, we're going to see 1.6 thousand fold on your money when the alt season actually starts, when BTC goes into new all-time highs, when money flows from ETH into some altcoins. That's what I think can be seen on a coin like this. And it's at the lows. The community is exhausted. They're almost giving up. Honestly, like I want the price to go lower. I want it to retouch this low. I want it to make a new low. That's what I want. I want to buy lower. I want to buy below 100 million market cap. That's what I want. I'm excited. As you guys can see, I'm like very, very excited. I'm extremely bullish. I think people are totally capitulated. Retail is gone. And this is exactly when smart money gets interested, gets excited, and starts scooping things cheap. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for it to go lower. I want to buy more. If it goes a little bit higher, I'll buy higher. I don't care. This to me is more of like a long-term bet right now. And I think it's completely bottomed. Another very interesting chart is Pulsex. If you see Pulsex, the chart actually looks better than Pulsechain. That's why I'm a bit more excited about Pulsechain, because it's on this massive 2.5 year uptrend. Okay, if you look from day one, it got touched once, it got touched twice, 3 times, and now we're gonna go for the 4th time. 4 touches here on this upwards trend line. It's a very bullish trend line. If the last 3 times it dipped, it bounced extremely hard. Look at this one. It bounced how much? It bounced all the way to an 11x, and then this time it bounced almost a 3x. Okay, a 2.7x. So this time I think we're gonna bounce as well. It's looking very good actually. Pulsex. Take a look at this. This is like the equivalent of Uniswap. This is Pulsechain's Uniswap, the main DEX. And then there's other tokens that are very interesting. I'm still getting into some of these other tokens, trying to see what they do, but this is also looking bullish to me. It's looking completely bottomed, but on a very, very low angle slope across what, 2.5 years. To me, this is as good of a trend line as you'll ever get. If it got respected for 2.5 years, why do you think it's not going to bounce now when BTC is almost ripping all-time highs? Why wouldn't it bounce? But to be completely honest, I'm even more bullish Pulsechain right now. I think Pulsechain is even a better buy. The chart looks a bit worse, and there's no way Pulsex will pump without Pulsechain pumping. Anyways, guys, this was the live show. I hope you have enjoyed. Things are looking bullish if you look macro-wise for Bitcoin. As I told you guys yesterday, we might see a dip because we're seeing outflows on BTC. We're seeing the start of some outflows. So if you get a dip in the next month, the next week, in the next couple of days, scoop these dips, because this might be the final dip before Valhalla. Thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow.